Welcome back. In this video, we're going to go over the control guide. All the buttons, all the knobs, what do they do? If you got your pedal, you probably found this control guide in your box. It opens, and we wanted to make it as simple as possible to just show you every single one of the features that this pedal does. And it does quite a lot. So first things first, turned it on, woke it up, right? This covering your screen, please, 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 please take this off nice and slowly and don't hurt your screen. It's brand new. Okay, so let's start with the top left, song knob. This changes your song. So if you had multiple songs, a twist would change your songs, right? If you click the menu, if you click it, it will open the menu. You can select your song, select your drum kit, new song defaults. So if you like all of your inputs to be a certain way and your outputs go into certain amps and you always like starting new songs with a drum set that you like, you would click on this. You would apply your routing, drum kit, and tempo for all new songs. Hit yes. Boom. Now if I go back in the menu, network connection, this is where you change your Wi-Fi. It'll prompt you to use your app. About the pedal, if you ever need to know your firmware and serial number for customer support. Hopefully you don't ever have to do that. And then a factory reset. And then lastly, a shortcut, because we love shortcuts. If you press and hold the song one, it creates a new song. We actually tracked how many times we bent over when using the pedal and tried to reduce every single one. So each one of these knobs has a turn, a press, and a hold, and there are additional shortcuts, which I'll show you. Volume knob over here. If you just twist, it adjusts the master output, the master volume. If you press, it is the individual track volume. As you can see, there are 4 audio tracks plus drums, so 5 total. And so you can go up, if so you can choose which one, click in, up and down, right? If you hold, it will solo a current track. So let's say I download a song and you're like, ooh, I want to listen to just that bass part on track 1. I solo it, and then I hold it again. I can unsolo it. Very, very cool. Now, going on to the track knob here. Scroll lets you select each track. So again, 4 tracks. Whatever track you're on is auto-armed, okay? So it means it will record the track that you are currently using. But if you want to record multiple, your hold function will arm it. See, now 1 is armed, then you move to 2, and it will arm both of them. It will record both of them, as you can see. It's recording both, right? And then if I want to stop, delete, we'll get to the foot switches in a second, right? Delete each one, unarm, there you go. And what the track knob is really used for is to change your inputs and outputs. So on track 1, let's say I have guitar going into input 1 and I want my guitar amp into output 1. Great. Inputs on the left, outputs on the right. Let's say for track 2, I have my bass into track 2 or input 2, and I want my bass amp. I want it separate. I want to hear the bass separately. Then I'd go down to track 2, I'd press it, make that input 2, press it again, make it output 2, bam, and so on and so forth. Friendly reminder, if you go through all of this and you say, I always make new songs with this current routing, go to song, go to new song defaults, hit yes, and every time you have a new song, like if I press and hold song, it'll have that routing for you. Pretty sweet, right? Now, last one is the drum knob. The drum knob just controls the drums. Imagine that, just at the bottom. So the way that the drums work is we gave you simple metronomes and simple beats. We want this to be a creation machine, not something where you fool with settings all the time. So option overload is a killer to creativity. So you just have simple clicks, simple beats, right? Kick and snare, 4 on the floor, rock beat, right? You got 6/8, 12/8, you got a reggae 1 drop, you got a blues shuffle, and that's it. If you want more, please, in the Discord, leave a comment. Say, man, you really need this kind of funk beat. And we'll add it. We'll be able to do over-the-air firmware updates to change grooves, drum kits, anything we want. Okay, but this is what we're starting with. So the drum knob twists to change whatever one you're on. So right now I'm on groove, so it's twisting groove. Hold brings up your drum kits. So again, we can choose different drum kits. Thanks to all the drummers out there, like Jordan Rose that we're on now, that gave us their samples so that we can sound like them. Very, very cool. Now, if I click and I go over to my metronome, this is obviously my beats per minute. I can twist, right? Or I can tap it, right? And I can give my tap tempo. But what does the hold do? Well, if you downloaded something, right? And you're like, oh man, I changed the tempo, which again, you can change the tempo and it will keep your pitch. Pretty wild, right? So your band can be like, oh, check this out. And you're like, yeah, I know, Steve, but it should be a little faster. You just, bump it up. There you go, Steve. Should be 116. Don't send me that 110, right? But then you realize, maybe Steve's right. You would just click and hold this, and it will revert to whatever it started. But since I didn't actually start one, it's just staying at 116. So that's what that does, right? And then lastly, if I click again, it changed my output. So I can put my drums to any output I want. I very much like having my drums and bass going to a bass amp. If you have a PA, right? If you have subs, put the drums to a PA with subs. How gnarly is that? Okay, on to the Footswitches here. Now, dedicated record, start, and stop. Unlike every loop pedal you've ever used, the record is dedicated. There is no hold, there is no double tap, and the reason for that is it gives you a precise loop. The problem with loop pedals is that they have a hold, they have a double tap, and so therefore, when you go to start and stop, it's most important on the stop, a recording, the pedal only knows that you didn't press and hold or double tap until after a certain amount of milliseconds have elapsed. That's why it's so hard to make loops in time, because you don't have a dedicated record and stop record along with a click. That's what we call precision looping. We're extremely proud of it. It makes it very easy. Okay, the middle one, start and stop, right? Press play, start and stop. If you want to record from a stopped position, you just hit record. It'll give you the count in, and then recording will start, right? Stop, stop. If you press and hold while it's stopped, it will clear the track. We intentionally did not have clear a whole song with this, because what happens if you press and hold this and you just want to get rid of one track and you lose your whole song, you lose your mind, right? There are so many things so many safeguards we chose to implement to try to save you from losing your creations. So if you want to get a whole new song, I recommend you just make a new song, press and hold that. But if you want to delete every single track, you actually have to delete every single track. So you navigate to each one, press and hold, and it will delete. Now, if you are recording, right? Let's say you have a track, right? So that's recording. Recording's done. It's going to keep cycling through. If I want to add an overdub, punch in anytime you want. Overdub, 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 right? Now during playback, I can undo and redo my overdubs with the hold on the play button. Again, if you stop it, it will clear. right? So that's the difference. So you have hold, undo, redo, clear, okay? Clears track while stop, undo, redo while playing. Now, we already talked about the tap tempo, but my favorite part about this, okay, is this is also a hold for drums on and off. So you can make a recording to a click using the precision loop. Make a perfect loop, and then you press and hold, and the drums turn off, and you hear them without the drums. The opposite is also true. I can make a loop in free time, which is what I call this, right? There's no click, and then it won't be perfect, but you can turn the drums on, and it will estimate your BPM and your groove and give you a beat that is probably pretty close. Very, very cool function. What I find is I don't use that so much, but I record all the time and remove the drums, and then I go and play drums to it. Very, very cool. Okay, that is the teleport control guide. In the next video, I'm going to go over the app guide and show you all the buttons and features on the teleport.